When I was younger, I used to travel around the country seeing Grateful Dead shows a lot. You know, our cars weren't so good and we all had long hair and looked like someone the cops would want to mess with, and, you know, we were messed with. The idea that certain types of people could be just arbitrarily picked on by the police was ingrained in me before I even finished high school. I really believe in the United States Constitution. I really believe in the California Constitution, and I really believe in justice for the accused. We find our rights being crept in on and swept in on and stomped in on and stomped under, and you need that fight in you. For my whole life, this is always what I've wanted to do. One of the most important things beyond a vigorous and hard-hitting defense is to make sure that your client is satisfied with their journey through the criminal justice system, because a lot of people get trampled. I want to make sure that that never happens to a client of mine. It's not about technicalities, it's about the law. Everyone has the right to the best defense they can have, and that's what I provide for them. I charge hard, I thoroughly investigate the case, I get every piece of information I can get, I'll bring whatever motions I can bring. It's the drive to bring in the best result for each case that keeps me going. And winning to me isn't a game, it's an obsession for each client and for each case.
I work as a purchaser and the compliance officer for HPC, Hueneme Patient Collective in Port Hueneme. We are a thriving retail cannabis dispensary. It's an industry that isn't exactly welcomed with open arms by politicians and local law enforcement. That's why it's really good to have someone like Jay, who is entrenched in the industry, who knows the players, knows their histories, who really, wrote the book on this emerging industry. I know that I can call Jay Leiderman at any time because he's a trusted name, and he's been a trusted name in this industry for a really long time.
I met Jay probably about 7 years ago. Jay was an experienced trial lawyer when I got my first big hacker case, and I needed to turn to somebody for advice, and Jay was somebody in that space, and he's a trusted trial lawyer. And so if you've got to go to trial in a criminal defense matter, Jay's the guy you want to call. Because he's experienced, and that experience he's got comes from being in a courtroom. There's a lot of people out there that think, being a lawyer is just pushing paper. Jay's been in a courtroom hundreds of times. He's done lots and lots of trials. When the government's going after you and wants to put you in jail or take somebody in your family from you, your liberty, call Jay.
I have to make sure that what I believe is just is the result in the case. And I think I have a good sense of what a just result is. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've seen every type of case 20 or 100 times over, and I will not stop until I get that result or better.